Alright, we just pulled some oil out, and there's a little bit of a white, milky appearance to this oil. Not sure what that is. This is the first oil change since the engine rebuild. So here is the exhaust manifold that I'm looking at replacing, and we'll get gaskets for here. Might look at buying this piece if it's not too much money. This elbow. Water comes in here and mixes with the exhaust. I'm seeing this little window port over here, or whatever that is. I'm not sure. It has 4 screws in it. Maybe they can get a camera in there and inspect this exhaust manifold before I purchase. Might have to look into that. See what this plate is for. Not sure. But that's the plan. We think because water goes through this exhaust manifold for cooling, and I think we got a crack inside that exhaust manifold. That's my best guess. It's hard to say. I mean, I'm sure this gasket is new here, so we shouldn't have a problem there. The head gasket has been replaced, shouldn't be a problem there. This is the only thing I can think of, is that when this engine got overheated and cracked the engine block, it probably put a crack in this manifold also, that high temperature. All you can do is see if there's a way to inspect it first. If we can't inspect it, we're just going to go ahead and buy a new exhaust manifold. Peace. Well, looks like we got enough oil, just above the maximum level, so maybe we have a little too much, but anyway, looks like we're good on the oil. Nice and clean. That's how we like to see our oil, not milky color. So let's get the battery hooked up, and we're going to pull the gas out of this boat. It's been old. Shouldn't be too much in there, so we'll pull some gas out of there and then go fill up with some new gas. Peace. Alright, well, kind of a bummer when you find milky oil and you've done all this work to your boat to get it ready for the water and find out you got another problem. So, such is life. You just keep on pushing, deal with it, move on. So did a little research, and this mechanic online says first check the plugs to see if they have a white colorization, and if so, that probably means water's getting into the cylinder. And the other thing we could have is could be a head gasket, but not likely, is what he said, especially with an engine rebuild like this. So most likely we got an exhaust manifold leak, or possibly this that oil cooler right below the oil filter there. Could be a leak there. So let's do a little digging and pull those plugs, see what those look like, and we'll move from there. Peace. Well, that looks like a brand new plug there. No problem there. That's good sign there. Let's pull out one more and take a look. That looks really good too. So, good news there, the plugs are clean. They don't have a white colorization caused by water getting in the cylinders. So, that's good news. Alright, we're getting close to firing up this boat for the first time in a couple years. Got new gas put in it. A couple years ago, after we put the new engine in, I bought this temperature sensor readout. It's audible and visual, so it puts off a little beep if the temperature rises too much. And it has two temperature sensors, one on the engine block, and the other, it goes on this oil filter. And to To do the oil filter, you just put this little clamp on it, and then the sensor part of it just fits right underneath that clamp, and you tighten that down. So that gives you two read points, one on the oil filter, one on the engine block. So we don't want to overheat this engine again, so worth the extra money to get some sensors put on here. Alright, I think we need to tighten down those spark plugs over here, and got a little starting fluid to help jump start it. Let's tighten these plugs down and put the negative cable on the battery we just put in. See if this thing fires up. Again, we're not going to throw any water to it, and we're not going to let this thing overheat either, so won't be running long, but we want to get that new oil circulating where that old yucky oil was in there. So we do want to get it circulating and clean up that engine a little bit with some new oil. So we'll get her started here in a minute. Wow, sure like those new spark plugs. Fired right up. So anyway, we didn't run it very long, just circulate a little bit. Yeah, the high temperature is working. We didn't run it very long. We just wanted to get the fluids flowing, long enough to get the fluids flowing. Let's see what the oil looks like on the dipstick after running a little bit. Looks nice and clean. All right, we'll talk to some mechanics tomorrow. See if maybe they can inspect this exhaust manifold with that inspection window, if that's what it is. And the Iron Beast is running. We'll got new oil in the engine, new oil in the outdrive, new oil filter. But we don't want water in the engine, so we got to get that fixed. Peace. Hello everybody. We're back on the boat project. It's been about a week waiting for some parts to come in, and it's a beautiful morning. We're ready to get back on the project. A week ago we had a little scare with the motor oil. It was a milky color, and thinking we might be okay on that. I was talking to a buddy down at work, Gabe, and he's thinking that it could be just the lube that they put when they rebuilt the engine. That maybe that lube caused that milky color to get in the oil. The other thing he thought is that it's not water that causes that milky look in oil, it's antifreeze, actually antifreeze. So that's another indication that we might not have a problem, because the boat doesn't use antifreeze, it just takes water from the lake for cooling. And the other thing that makes me think we're okay on that oil is that if it was taking in water, there would be a higher level of that watery, milky oil in the engine, and really what we took out was about what there would be in normally about 5 quarts of oil. So we're going to start up the engine today and see and put some water to it. Last week we ran it for just about 10 seconds without water, so the engine's running good. But we're going to run a little longer today with some oil, with some water to keep it cool, and keep an eye on that and on that dipstick and make sure we're not bringing in any water into the engine. But we got a few parts that came in that we were waiting for. We got our water pumps here. We got 4 of these, and they're just the impeller that pumps the water, the cooling water in the boat. So got 4 of these, so we have plenty of backup. These get brittle as they get older, so we try to replace this each year to make sure we have water. The other important thing we got was the boat stickers, so we can get that on the boat. Over here we got a few supplies at Cabela's. This Bluetooth stereo we ordered online, so we'll try to get that installed at some point. We got these grease caps for the wheels. As you can see, our wheels have been getting pretty messed up with the grease, so we're going to try to cap that off. And we got a new boat cover, keep the rain off while it sits outside during the summer. And we're going to try this new boat cover support that we got at Cabela's. It just gives a little lift of that canvas cover so the rain can't settle and puddle when your boat's covered. So we've got a few supplies, and we're going to pull the cover off this boat, get to work before it gets too hot today, and see if we can get this engine started up and running. Also get these wheels cleaned up, get that grease cap on there. And so with that, let's get to work.